Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I guess I'm your host, Jose Metalfire VA, and welcome to episode 2 of Scattered Thoughts. Now, if you're not familiar with the series, I wouldn't be surprised the last episode got like fucking 50 views. Thanks, YouTube, for fucking up my viewer count. But no, Scattered Thoughts is where I do an unscripted ramble on a form of media, whether it be anime, music, or anything else I might do in the future. Because I got a lot of things to talk about. I like talking. This is why I'm doing this unscripted ramble series. So if I like stutter or repeat myself or go on like secondary like pauses, that's why. Because I'm doing this all with no script, just my bare bone thoughts. Now, today's episode is going to be about Megalo Box, this is one of the hits of the spring 2018 season. I didn't expect Megalo Box to be this big among the anime community. I thought it was gonna be like the dark horse of the anime season. By the way, the dark horse of this fucking anime season is Lupin Part 5. No one fucking talks about it. Well, not people. Well, some people I don't talk about it, but not that many people, but they should, because Lupin Part 5 is fucking great so far. This fucking milk tastes like cinnamon. So, when Megalo Box was announced, I was so fucking excited. Like, ask anyone that I know. I'm one of the biggest Ashita no Joe fans that you'll ever meet. Ashita no Joe was one of my favorite things in all of creation. That shit is fucking great. And if you haven't seen or read Ashita no Joe, go fucking do it. That shit changed my life. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, Ashita no Joe was like an enlightening experience. Done with the milk now. But yeah, Ashita no Joe is fucking great, and I always constantly rep it on my social media. So 2018 is the 50th anniversary. Like, throughout 2017, I was wondering, what the fuck are they gonna do for the 50th anniversary? Like, because Ashita no Joe is seen as like a classic, a definitive classic in Japan. There's actually statues of Joe scattered throughout Japan. It's really fucking cool. So, the announcement of Megalo Box was pretty exciting to me. Originally, I wanted a remake of Ashita no Joe, but after really thinking about it, I don't think a remake could capture the magic of Ashita no Joe, because the director for it, who I can't remember the name of right now, is a pretty one of a kind anime director that I kind of like to talk about one day in another video. But yeah, I was really excited for Megalo Box, and Megalo Box had a really strong beginning and a really strong middle, but that fucking finale, what the fuck was that? All right, let me start with the story. Okay, the story of Megalo Box. We start with Junk Dog doing these underground matches, which I think are a pretty damn cool concept for this to be a spiritual successor to Ashita no Joe, but taking place in kind of like a futuristic setting with mechanicalized boxing. That's pretty fucking cool. Now that's a cool concept, and I like how this Junk Dog was like throwing fights to make money, because that's a really neat concept. And at first glance of Nobu, I think his name is Nobu, is my first impression was he looks like every fucking Puerto Rican grandfather that I've ever seen in my life. But my second impression was he's kind of like a pessimistic Danpei, because Danpei and Ashita no Joe were like really like optimistic in a sense. Like, his life was shit, but like Joe was like his ray of hope. You know, they were always looking for tomorrow, but in the beginning, Nobu was like, "There's no tomorrow for us." I really like that kind of difference between Danpei and Nobu. So, one day, when one night after like throwing a match and Joe was being dissatisfied with it, he gets on his motorcycle and like drives up to the city, and he finds his main rival, Yuri, who has, on purpose, Rikishi vibes. Like, his fucking facial structure is just like Rikishi. Like, the way his face is shaped, the way his expressions are, totally fucking Rikishi. So, it's kind of like a rivalry at first sight kind of thing. You know, when you see somebody, you just want to, fight it out with them, Junk Dog and Rikishi. No, Junk Dog and fucking Yuri. My bad. Junk Dog and fucking Yuri. They're a good rivalry. I think they're good rivals. I especially like the concept of Junk Dog being a stray dog and Yuri being a wolf. However, I just wish that Megalo Box would stop ham-fisting it in our fucking faces. Like, we get it. Junk Dog is the stray dog, and Yuri is the fucking wolf. You don't have to shove it in our throats so many times. We're not stupid. We get the metaphor. Aside from that, it was a good rivalry. Yeah, the story is continuing on with the story. They meet, and Yuri goes to the underground, and he sees Junk Dog fighting, and they sort of form like this, like Junk Dog challenges him, and like the first match between Yuri and Junk Dog was pretty good, and I think it was better than the one in the fucking finale. Right about that. So, like, Junk Dog is, like, impressed. Junk Dog loses to Yuri, I think. I don't remember. And Yuri was like, brings up Megalovania. And Junk Dog is so infatuated with Yuri that he wants to go to Megalonia to fight him there, and Nobu is like, no, we can't do that, we're fucking nobodies. I do like this underdog story, even though it may seem a little, it's a typical underdog story, but the way they did it, I like a lot. And, one of my favorite fucking moments in the entire show was at the end of episode 3, I think, where Junk Dog changes his name to Joe. That was fucking great. If we're gonna have like a spiritual successor, why not naming the character Joe in a good way is a fantastic way to do that. I like it. I like it a lot. So here's the thing. Joe has to win 5 matches to go to Megalonia in 3 months. 6 matches in 5 months. The story moves really fast, like snappity snap snap, and I think that's my biggest fucking issue with Megalo Box. It's way too short. Like, if this had 25 episodes or like 48, there could have been so much more fleshed out material with more of the side boxers and more of like the world. Like, there could have been so much more, but due to fucking time constraint, it was just 13 episodes. There could have been so much more. I think Megalo Box had so much untapped potential that was lost with its limited runtime. So Joe goes through all these matches, and some of the fights in Megalo Box are pretty underwhelming. Like, every other fight is great, but then the fight like before or after, I was kind of like, oh, okay. It doesn't have like the gritty like realism kind of fighting that Joe had. Joe had a lot of good fighting, although I will admit that Hajime no Ippo has the best fights as a whole out of the 3 boxing anime. Even though Joe versus Rikishi and Joe versus Jose are like some of the best fights ever. Yeah, but some of the fights were pretty lackluster. They weren't that well choreographed at all, you know? And one of my favorite moments in the story was with that, I don't remember his name, but with the former student of Nobu or Nabu. I think it's Nabu. Is it? Oh my god, it's fucking Nanbu. I'm fucking stupid. My favorite, I think my favorite period of episodes in the Megalo Box story are the episodes with Nanbu's former like student like coming back from the war, and we see like these real these are like good like and realistic character traits of like a veteran, and his fight with Joe is like probably the best in the fucking series. Like those episodes with the Nanbu's former student were really well written. Like those actually gave me Ashita no Joe vibes. Best episodes in the fucking series. Along with I really like the conflict with the guy from Shirato. Yeah, I think his set of episodes were pretty damn good too. Probably second to the other episodes I just mentioned. But yeah, as for like the whole like in the last fucking episode, I'm probably gonna dedicate a whole thing to that because I have a lot to talk about with the fucking last episode. But like the gear is an okay. It's like a cool concept. Like I said earlier in the recording. Like being like interrogated to the body, I think that's an interesting concept as well. But yeah, the story for Megalo Box is a good underdog story that, although I kind of wish that it had the realism that Ashita no Joe had, you know, because Joe from Ashita no Joe, he lost matches. Fucking Joe from Megalo Box couldn't afford to lose matches. Like, what's the point of him going down when he's just gonna get up at the 9-second count anyways? You know? Maybe Ashita no Joe spoiled me too much. Same with Haikyuu, like. Anyway, I just have high expectations for a sports series. But no. Overall, the story for Megalo Box is a fast-paced underdog story that I think a lot of people like and get into, and I like a good underdog story. I'm a sucker for that shit. But yeah, and let's talk about the characters. Joe is pretty damn cool. He has a lot of energy to him and a lot of spunk. He's super memorable. His design is fucking great. A lot of people say he looks like Mugen from Samurai Champloo. I can kind of see it, but Joe has better hair. Yeah, Joe is a very determined character. I like his hot-headedness. You know, he's the real deal fighter. Like Yuri said, I like when Yuri said he's the real deal fighter. And one of the best moments, a moment that made Yuri a great character was when he decided to face Joe without the gear. That was great. That was a great decision. But yeah, Joe's a pretty good character. He doesn't have the same like development or depth or struggles as Joe from Ashita no Joe had, but this Joe is pretty damn cool too. He's kind of like that cool fighter, you know? Sometimes he doesn't need depth, you know? Sometimes characters don't need depth to be good and memorable, but it certainly helps. It's kind of like the cherry on top. Now, I want to talk about... I mentioned that Nanbu was kind of like the pessimistic kind of character at the beginning. He was dealing with the mafia. I think they were. I didn't know what the fuck they were. They're kind of like the underground mafia. And also, I should have said this at the beginning of this video. There's fucking spoilers everywhere because I can't control myself. But yeah, Nanbu was an overall good coach. I like what he did around episode 11. Yeah, where he where saved Joe and let him compete in Megalonia as a true fighter. He like scooped out his last eyeball and like became blind. And I think that was a really good moment for Nanbu's character. It showed his true devotion to Megalo Boxing and Joe. They have a good chemistry. I know chemistry. I took it in high school. So, I enjoyed Nanbu. He's good. So, who else was there? Yuri I wish there was more of Yuri. And I know I said a minute ago that he is a great character, but he is a great character. But with Rikishi, there was a lot of Rikishi in a good amount of Rikishi in Ashita no Joe. Rikishi had a good presence. Yuri does too, but I don't know. I do like Yuri. Like I said, like he became a great character the moment he decided to take off his gear. And yeah, he's a very like I like how like a sophisticated kind of like fighter he is. Like he's like super serious. He's kind of like the good polar opposite to Joe in a sense. Who else is there? There's a lot of like the main characters are good, and there's a lot of like forgettable like side characters. I'm trying to think of who else. Oh yeah, Sachio. Was that his name? Let me check the Megalo Box thing on my man. Oh yeah, his name was Sachio. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Oh god. Sachio had a lot more good writing than I expected. I thought Sachio was gonna be like this annoying little shitty kid, but no. Sachio was a really good supportive team member, and I like the whole plot line of his dad being killed. I think he died. Like he certainly did die. He didn't go missing by participating with Shirato's Megalo Box stuff. And his confrontation with the woman from Shirato, I think her name was Yukiko. I think that's what her name was. I'm just gonna call her Smart Lady. His confrontation with her was a pretty good character moment for Sachio, and I'm like, hey, this kid is a pretty good character. And other than that, like the Sriracha, I almost said Sriracha. The Shirato lady, she was okay. She didn't have that interesting like relationship that that girl from Ashita no Joe had with Joe. I can't remember names at the moment. It's fucking 9:47 in the morning. I'm tired. And yeah, she was kind of you know, she was kind of like that. Joe had like one or two memorable opponents, and I think that's a flaw, because both Ashita no Joe and Hajime no Ippo had very memorable opponents, like Wolf from Ashita no Joe. That was a great opponent for Joe. And motherfucking Carlos. Carlos was such an amazing character in Ashita no Joe. God, I love Carlos. I love Ashita no Joe. I'll make a video on that someday. But yeah, there's a lot of forgettable side characters, a lot of uninteresting fighters that Joe fights. The Shirato brother and the war veteran are like the only interesting fighters that Joe fought in the entire fucking series. That's not Yuri. And but yeah, I think Megalo Box overall has good main characters and forgettable side characters. But the good main characters kind of like shine in their own like kind of like energy. Like Megalo Box has some fucking style to it. Like Megalo Box is more of an experience thing. Like you enjoy the ride without kind of like, you just gotta like get into it, you know? You just have fun with it. Megalo Box is just like good old stylish time. Now, I want to talk about the fucking finale to Megalo Box. And I know at the beginning of the recording, I said that, what the fuck was that? Like, I originally was satisfied with the Megalo Box ending, but after thinking about it, like, what the fuck kind of direction was that? Okay, I'ma say this. Why was the fight with Yuri and Joe was built up for the entire fucking series, yet barely any shit involving the fight happened. Like, half of the fight was uninteresting choreography, and half of the fight was actually fucking cool, with Yuri beating the shit out of Joe. You know, half of the fight was fucking lame, and half of the fight was fucking cool. But the fight was barely shown in the fucking last episode. Now, fights, Ashita no Joe didn't entirely rely on fights for it to be good, but the fights were still great. It was like, it helped a lot. It helped with the character writing for Joe, because there'd always be some sort of, and like this shit, like Yuri and like Joe was like so fucking built up. And here's the thing, I thought that one of them was gonna die because it gave me that vibe, and a lot of other people came up to me and be like, yo, Jose, you think that Megalo Box is gonna end the same way that Ashita no Joe did, with Joe dying? And I'm like, you know, I could honestly see that, because every title has dead or die in it. And it was always fucking underlined, like there was some sort of building it up to either have Yuri or Joe died. But no, Yuri gets fucking paralyzed by a punch for some reason. In episode 11, he takes off the gear from his shoulders and his arms, right? The Shirato motherfucker said that, you know, it was not good for his body, and I'm like, yeah, no shit. And like, it would be damaging to his overall body. And I'm like, why is he fucking paralyzed from like the waist down? The gear wasn't on his fucking feet. The gear wasn't on his fucking thighs. They were on his fucking arms. You know? Maybe it could have, Yuri, maybe he fell down so hard that that he broke his leg or something. I don't fucking know. It's weird. Maybe he had to go through medical therapy or some shit, and his legs are weird. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So yeah, half of the fight with Yuri is fucking lame and fucking cool, which is a shame because the final fight in Ashita no Joe is the second best anime fight of all fucking time. You know? You gotta end that shit with a bang. Okay. So, another problem I had with the finale was that the pacing was fucking bad. Like, why wasn't this shit 2 or 3 episodes? Oh, I know why. Because of the fucking time constraints that Megalo Box had. If it was 1 more episode or 2 more episodes, this finale could have been fucking good and could have fixed its fucking problems. But no, it felt really crammed and really rushed. Like, it wanted to do so many things, but it didn't have the fucking time to do it. So, more to this finale. I get it. Like, I especially like that moment where Joe gets in like this sort of like freeze time thing. He just kind of like looks at the empty stadium and just kind of like realizes some shit. I thought that he was gonna die, you know? So they do like one fatal cross counter, and like I expect a thing I did like about the finale was that I love the passion that Joe and I keep almost saying Rikishi that Yuri had during the fight. It was a very like true fight, you know. But you know what the problem is? The fight was fucking. So the fight ends with Joe winning. Like, no shit, he's gonna win. Like, so the ending is a very kind of like optimistic and happy ending, which is different from Ashita no Joe, which I do appreciate. Megalo Box had its own ending, you know. Even if it's not an ending I'm entirely satisfied with, it's still an ending on its own, and I think Joe and Yuri becoming friends, it's really sweet. Like, and I especially like that Team Nowhere has their own gym now. I think it's a really cool and sweet thing to do. But god, that fucking finale. What the fuck was that? You know? And I get that, oh, Junk Dog died that day, and Joe, was born. I get that. But the whole execution and pacing and fucking direction and fighting, mostly shit. I was gonna give Megalo Box a 10, because I've been enjoying the fuck out of it for 11 whole episodes. 11 consecutive great episodes. But no, this is the case where the fucking finale just doesn't help my overall score with it. It's the same as Evangelion, Evangelion had a shit fucking ending before I could give it a 10, It's fucking, ugh. But yeah, those are my basic thoughts, or my scattered thoughts on Megalo Box. And, actually, no, wait a second. I have actually more things to address. The animation for Megalo Box is really cool. I like that whole vintage, retro 90s style look to it. People say it looks like Shampoo, Bebop. It kind of gives them those vibes. And I can totally see that. I can totally see that. I think some people say that the animation looks kind of like blurry, and it's kind of like that, not like what's the word? It's not really like pixelated and all that shit, like all the technical shit. I don't really know about all that. But I think the animation was cool. Was definitely very cool and very smooth. I really like the animation. And the OST is fucking fire. It's a great mix of hip hop and other genres. The OST is one of the best fucking parts of Megalo Box. If I could order that shit on vinyl, I would. But yeah, in a technical standpoint, Megalo Box has a lot of style. Megalo Box has style. It stands out from other anime this season. It has a lot of fucking style to it. It's really fucking cool. But basically, my overall thoughts were, I thought Megalo Box was gonna be my anime of the year. No, that's still Devilman Crybaby, and Steins Gate Zero is the best anime of the season. Fuck you if you disagree. But nah, I'm just joking. Megalo Box is a solid time. It's very fun. It's very stylish. If you kind of like that stylish boxing anime, kind of feel, give Megalo Box a try. And if you're done with Megalo Box, read fucking Ashita no Joe. It's fucking great. So, this has been, can I recommend Megalo Box? Absolutely. Just have your own opinions about the finale, Because I've seen people, they liked it, and I've seen some people who hate it, Form your own opinion about it. Alright, yeah, I can recommend it to you. This has been Metal Fire VA and the second episode of Scattered Thoughts.